It's time for RSM, the Ram Sports Magazine Show on Northern Colorado 5.
Hey there, Rams fans, and welcome to the second episode of Ram Sports Magazine. I'm your host, Spencer Tillis, and we have a full show for you today as all the teams are back in action. Our first stop will take us to the Gridiron and to the Rocky Mountain Showdown.
For the first time since the 08 season, the CSU Rams took down the CU Buffs in the annual Rocky Mountain Showdown. Head coach Jim McElway became the first CSU coach since 1970 to win in his debut game. The Rams fans were in it from the start, and the atmosphere at Mile High was electric. CSU scored first, with sophomore kicker Jared Roberts making his debut, a 47-yarder that looked like it could have easily been hit from 55 yards out. CU would respond, a 9-play, 81-yard drive, Jordan Webb to Nelson Spruce to cap it off, 7-3 Buffs. The Buffs would score again to make it 14-3 with less than a minute to go in the half. CSU forced a punt, D.D. Goodson muffed the punt, and Trent Matthews scooped it up. No touchdown, though, can't advance a muff punt. No worries, CSU put that field position to good use. Garrett Grayson and Dominic Vincent. That one definitely worth another look. It just took all the momentum away from CU heading into half. CSU would miss the extra point, down 14-9 entering the half. In the third quarter, CSU would take the lead. Garrett Grayson complete to Joey Hansley for a 32-yard touchdown, 16-14 Rams. CU would go up 17-16 at the beginning of the fourth, but two more Roberts field goals and the Rams would celebrate their win, 22-17 the final. Rams fans were going absolutely crazy after the game, and we caught up with head coach Jim McElway to talk about his first ever career win as a CSU Ram head coach.
Guys, I guess to start off with is, I can't tell you how proud I am of our guys. Something when we took over is, you have to invest on a daily basis to get what you want. And those who invested are with this program, and I'm really proud of those guys. I'm really proud of the way they hung in there. We did not play a good football game by any stretch of imagination, okay? Plain and simple, we have a long way to go. And this, at the end of the day, as good as it is for Colorado State, for our students, our faculty, our fans, it's great. But at the end of the day, it was one game. And as excited as I was for them, they have to realize that we have a long, long ways to go before I consider us a decent ball squad. And, my hat's off to the guys we played. They played their tails off, and that's what a rivalry should be. And, those who weren't here missed a heck of a ball game.
There were a number of Rams that had an outstanding performance, but a few stood away from the rest. Two players were recognized for their efforts in the win, as both Corey James and Jared Roberts were named Mountain West Players of the Week for defense and special teams respectively. In his first career start, freshman linebacker James filled the stat sheet, recording 7 total tackles, including 6 solo stops and a forced fumble. Kicker Jared Roberts came up huge all day for the Rams as he knocked one in through from 32 yards, 47, and 48. Hard to believe this kid was a walk-on for the Rams and had just received a scholarship this year, and it looks like he's putting it to good use. Still, head coach Jim McElwain is a man that is never satisfied, and to him, that kind of performance is simply what he expects out of these two.
It's interesting. You got this when Greg Myers came here and spoke to our team. He won the Thorpe Award, but who won the Thorpe Award? The team did. Okay, because of their success, he was able to get a little, some accolades. Well, it's no different. If we had gotten beaten this game, these two guys wouldn't have been, they wouldn't be that. So it's not them. They just happen to be the recipients. And in Corey's case, he made some explosive defensive plays. The sacks, he penetrated. We saw him early when we got here in our RAMU program, that this guy had changed of direction. He had burst. What we found out when we started to play, so his skill set was there, but what we found out was his ability to make a play during, during spring ball, and then obviously continued through camp.
So it doesn't surprise me. Now, his grade was not very good. Now, that doesn't take away from his plays that he made, which are splash plays. So it goes back, how did he make those splash plays? It's because somebody else, the unsung hero, the guy who didn't show up in the box score, took care of his job, which allowed him to make a play. You see what I'm getting at? So those are the guys that we reward. Now, I think it's great for our team. I think it's great for the university that we get some guys recognized as Mountain West Conference Players of the Week. But, you know, and then like I said, in the kicker's case, I mean, what did he do? He kicked the ball through the upright, right? Well, last time I checked, that's his job, right? So, good for him.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere, because on the other side, we're going to check in with the players and coaches and preview this weekend's game against North Dakota State.
You're watching the Ram Sports Magazine Show on Northern Colorado 5.